The boondock.
Man, this year was so much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges.
This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Boston.
Greetings and let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Young.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Young and Herter make up the backcourt. Collins at power forward with Lan at center. And it's Reddish in at the small forward. And for the Celtics, Walker and Smart the guards. Jason Tatum is out there with Che. And it's Williams at the 5 down low. Well, Steve, we're just halfway through the season. What stands out to you so far and what you've seen?
Well, I think for me is those teams that are underdogs, they're overachieving. And some of those teams that we had out in front, we start to nitpick what's wrong with those guys. I think the halfway point is for teams both underachieving, overachieving to start to really kick in. And some of those teams do and some don't.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. Pass to Collins. Here's Herter. He dishes it to Young. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Smitty, the city of Atlanta, as you know, has really embraced Trae Young.
Kevin, they call him Ice Trae. The franchise handed him the keys, and he's running with it.
Smitty, interesting fact about Trae Young, drafted by the Hawks, but he has a strong fear of birds.
Wow. I also heard he even had a meeting with their mascot, Harry the Hawk, to get a comfort zone with each other. They're cool now, but Trae Young, not a fan of other birds.
And here's Young, following the three-pointer by Che. And Young kicks to Reddish. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Collins. Rebounded by Smart.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
Back to Che. Collins with some nice D. Last outing for the Hawks, it was a loss to the Magic in Orlando. Che with the block.
Nice job of attacking that shot. Che wants to intimidate you.
The Celtics have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Back to Walker. Nice ball movement by Boston. Right side Tatum. And a wide open look for Shea. Again, Shea missing. Shea's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. Now, here's Reddish. Guarded by Smart. Len dishes to Collins. Len passes to Collins. The shot's good. Collins has got his second bucket tonight.
Attacking the teeth of that defense. This is where Collins makes his living.
Left side Williams. Back to Che. Passes it to Walker. Kicks it out to Che. This one for 3. That one doesn't drop. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
It looked like there were communication breakdowns all night. Deadly, especially when you're on the road.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Staying open to what develops one of Che's biggest strengths as a playmaker.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game.
This is year 2 for Lloyd Pierce as an NBA head coach. Still in his early 40s, the Hawks, the perfect opportunity for him to grow and develop alongside his players.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Williams. Chris Middleton comes in for Tatum. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart. Now here's Turner. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. There's the pass to Parsons. There's the dish to Jones. And it's Parker in the corner. And it's good off the back rim and in. And Coach Pierce works as an assistant general manager in the offseason. Steve able to learn that side of things and have a voice in acquisition.
That's very important. They are building something special in Atlanta. He's going to play a big role in that as well. You look at the Hawks franchise, moved to Atlanta in 1956. Since then, they've been unable to advance to the NBA Finals.
Now with Atlanta, I think they wanted a fresh start a couple years ago, Steve, rather than be a middle-of-the-pack team.
Yeah, and a primary way to acquire stars is to reboot, dump salary, and nail your draft picks. Then, once you have the young nucleus in place, you add the veterans.
Now, here's Parker. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando.
And it wasn't just the points. He brought hustle, he brought energy, and he brought it on the glass.
It's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. Trailing by 5. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
You know, sometimes you don't play up to your full potential. The important thing to figure out is what went wrong.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Shea outside. From deep three-point range. Parsons with the rebound. Here's Atlanta now. They're on a 12-4 run. And the dunk by Parker.
Well, you leave a guy that open with Parsons on the floor, and you know he's going to find him.
And here's Walker. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Benbury, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Atlanta. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. The Celtics shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. On the free throw, no good. Now the spotlight usually is on the head coach. But Smitty, what makes for a great assistant coach on the staff in your eye?
Well, I think when he has a great relationship with the coaches and also he has a great relationship with the players. I also love the assistant coaches that are very detailed. And also some of those guys, they have great insight on what a coach can see. It's still a team, and there's some great assistants out there.
Smart is out there with Murray. Then there's Jason Tatum. Then it's Shea. And it's Williams at the center. That's the Boston 5.
Nice recognition. Collins sees the lane and does not hesitate.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Hornets was phenomenal. He picked up 26 points and got there the usual way. An impressive barrage of three-pointers. What stood out was his hustle. The work ethic was what really allowed him to make an impact. Kevin?
Nice work, David. Thank you. Greg, he did some fantastic things in that. He made a huge impact.
And I look for him to try and repeat that performance here tonight. I really do.
And I'm sure Coach is hoping for that as well, but every night's different. Who knows? Maybe someone else will have to step up this time.
Here's Collins.
And the defensive prowess of Williams, just effective at altering shots and almost getting into the heads of shooters.
And here's the fast break. Here's Young. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Kicks it to Collins for three. Hits the three-point bomb. Collins has got 7 points for the quarter.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
From deep. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut back down to 13 with the basket coming from Shea. And not sure if you saw the news, but Shea has once again been named Rookie of the Month. Wow. Rookie of the Month. What a rookie season.
Well, when you win multiple Rookie of the Month awards, you are on the fast track to some hardware at the end of the year. Great season from Shea, and he's earned the recognition he's getting.
And here is Tatum. Following the three-pointer by Trae Young.
And Tatum is clever when he's in attack mode. Great at beating defenders to the basket.
The Hawks leading by 14. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Stolen by Smart. Shea outside. Here's Williams, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Williams has got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, hard trying to keep Williams off the boards. He makes it a mission to keep possessions alive.
From deep three-point range, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so that brings the first half to a close. Hawks lead by 12. We'll get right back to the action when... And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Shea really making a difference.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yes, defensively, what they've done, they've funneled people his way and banking on his ability to intimidate.
On the court for Atlanta, on the wings, Herter and Reddish. Collins at power forward with Lan at center. And it's Young in at the one. Herter, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Shea outside. Vader on the way. Rebound by the Hawks. And, of course, there's no questioning Cam Reddish's talent. Greg, he has a high, high ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, great size, length, the fluidity as an athlete. He can make an impact at both ends of the floor. Shoots the three well for a young player. And you love his ability to match up, really 1 through 5. Let's take a look at the numbers for Herter. How last month turned out for him, he's around 14 points per game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Chris Middleton's checked in for Boston. Parker with no one around. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Hawks said they were going to be patient when they rebuilt their team, and they were going to do it through the draft, and they've stuck to that script. Now, Trae Young is probably the biggest name, but Atlanta's added a lot of great young talent the last 3 years. There's John Collins, Kevin Herter, and in 2019, the Hawks added 3 more good young players in the draft. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Bruno Fernando. things are looking up in Atlanta.
I would think so, too. On paper, it looks good. We'll see if it materializes. D.A., thank you as always.
Everything's going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. And fan heckling that crosses the line, Smitty. You saw the Utah Jazz ban someone for life. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Walker and Smart, the guards. Williams is out there with Jay. And it's Tatum in at the 3. That's the Boston 5. Young for 3. And no good that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. That's to Jay. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the third and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And stolen by Tatum. Here's Smart. And again, it's Boston converting.
And for people who would like to see Smart take fewer threes, that mid-range J is a welcome sight.
Young passes to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing them.
2 points. That one goes. And that's 18 points for Jay.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Collins. Rebound by Williams. Celtics trail by 18. In the corner, Tatum with it. Beyond the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Jay. Jay's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
You know what? They talked about this at halftime, and they're doing a better job of creating space. The agility, the hops, the great hands. Collins is the perfect alley-oop partner.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
To the inside. And finished off by Collins.
Every season, Collins has a few games where he puts up huge numbers. This is one of those nights.
And he gets it to go. 16 points for Jason Tatum.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
The Hawks leading by 12. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Young against Walker. Shots good from Young.
Scouting report is be physical with Trae Young. And every night he finds ways to still make plays.
Took him no time at all on that one. Jay's got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
You know, when you're raining threes, you can stack up points in a hurry. But it can go the other way as well.
And a big play there to mute the crowd.
And guys, the only noise we're hearing now is coming from the visitors' bench.
Smart dishes to Che. Shoots it. And that one hits back iron. The The Hawks have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Atlanta.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
Now Langford. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And in the... win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we'll see
Che,
you
you got
next
a
time.
second?
Yeah, what's up?
You did a lot of distributing tonight, leading the team in assists for your first time as a pro. How were you able to generate so many open looks?
I mean, I don't know if I did anything special. I just kept the ball moving. Found the open man, passed it to him, and he hit the shots. So shout out to my teammates for hitting open shots.